Greatest medicine of all is to tell to people how not to use it, said by Hippocrates. Good morning, my friends, my dear teachers, and all of my colleagues, and also my seniors. I'm here today to talk about a very, very important topic, and that is how to kill cancer. Cancer? Really? Okay, let's first roll back a bit and let's try to understand what this word cancer actually means. So let's go into the etymology of the word cancer. Here it is given in my data. The word cancer comes from the Greek word carcinogens, which was developed or found out by the Greek philosopher called as Hippocrates. Now this same Hippocrates is the person who have given the quote at the earlier of my elocution. That is, the greatest medicine is how people should not know how to use it. So let's understand why there is a cancer. And just an overview, my speech is not going to be very normal. I'm going to give you beforehand the structure of my speech. So first, I'm going to give you all a bad news, a very bad news. Then, I'm going to go to a worse news. Finally, I'm going to go to a good news. And at the very end, you all are going to get the best news. Let's see about the bad news, okay? In 2022, there are almost 20 million cases of cancer recognized all over the globe, out of which 9.7 million deaths are recorded. It's a stagnating number which we can't put into words. This means roughly there are 1 in 5 people get cancer. You imagine, it could be your friend, it could be your brother, it could be your husband, it could be someone you love and care about. And they are saying there is 39% of adults in the world who are susceptible to get cancer at any point in their life. Such a shocking fact, isn't it? And here is the data to show. The blue lines indicate the incidence of cancer. The red lines indicate the mortality rate of the cancer. Now, here comes the worst news. The cancer burden is growing, and by 2050, it is estimated that there is going to be 35 million cases of cancer every year. 35 million cases of cancer. And the worst news, which I'd like to say, is about the people who are unfortunate, people who have nothing in their bank account or anything to actually understand cancer. Low middle income countries who don't have proper healthcare, proper infrastructure to understand cancer are at very huge risks. And some cancer are stubbornly deadly. You might know that there are many people, thousands of people, millions of people dying from cancer. That is because of the rate of which cancer grows. Such example of the world's largest cause of cancer, which leads to death, is lung cancer, which is estimated that there are 2.5 million cases of mortality rate. Not the incidence, 2.5 million cases of death itself. Such a shocking number. Here is the statistics. The green line shows the incident rates, out of which the red line shows the mortality of cancer. Now you might ask me, Victor, you're telling all about the statistics, data, everything. But what exactly is cancer? How do I define it? How do I discover it? How do I know what cancer is? So I'll just give you a simple overview of what cancer exactly is. So cancer is nothing but the abnormal mutation of cells which happens in the DNA. I'm sure you all know the full form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and due to which is also known as the blueprint of the body, there are some abnormal mutations. Now, you might ask me, are these abnormal mutations happening every time? Yes, they are happening every time, but our immunity system is well equipped to fight them. But these cancers arises when there is some abnormal activity going on. And when I mention the word abnormality, I'm also stressing on the point some. Why? Because even with the latest tech that we have as of now, there is no proper answer or solution for cancer. Why? Because it's such a complex mechanism, something that even the greatest scientists can't decode. We have man on the moon in 1969, but still we don't have any proper cure for cancer. That is the most, I'd say the most scary thing about cancer. Let's see, there are 100 different types of cancer happening, and there are very widely ranged. One of the most aggressive form of cancer, as I said before, was lung cancer. But the most dangerous cancer, which I'd say, is glioblastomas. Glioblastomas, such a strange word, tricky word, that actually is a tumor which is there in the brain. You can say in the brain cancer, and it has 6 subclones. Subclones? Yeah, it's a new word. Why? Because each type of cancer, for example, lung cancer or brain cancer, cervical cancer, vaginal cancer, testicle cancer, all of such cancers have multiple subclones. So if a scientist finds out a disease about a particular cancer and finds us a solution for that, they are not 100% sure that it will be 100% effective for all the subclones of the cancer. Cancer is rapidly evolving, rapidly becoming a new thing which we are very struggling to understand. And this is the reason why I like to bring my good news about cancer. Ever since the early screening of cancer has happened from 1990s, the mortality rate of cancer is significantly dropping down. About 39% of adults which are diagnosed with cancer, as I said, the same 39% which are diagnosed with cancer, there are very less chances if they are detected early. And a quick note for all the ladies here, it is women who are more susceptible to cancer due to the breast cancer, and it is advised that the women have regular breast checkups, breast examinations and mammograms, because that is the leading cause of cancer in women. And women in general are greater than 50%, you could say around 50 to 53%, where the 47% is the males who are getting cancer. So this all thing, it's very sad to listen how depth the cancer goes on, how are we struggling to understand and all of that. But there is a great ray of hope that we can win from cancer. And due to the shortage of time, I would like to end my rant about cancer. And I would like to tell this very famous quote, which is for everyone to remember. When cancer happens, you don't put life on hold. You live now. Said by great author Fabio Powell. Thank you one and all for giving this golden opportunity. Thank you.